Welcome to my channel Lotus Domino TV. So I'm going to show you the AWS interview question on Amazon EC2 part 1. There is more than 30 questions on this video. So let's start. First question is what is Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 on Amazon EC2? Amazon Elastic Cloud Amazon EC2 is a web service that provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud. It's designed to make a web scale and computing easier for developer. Question: what is the different between using the local instance and store and Amazon Elastic Block Store, Amazon EBS for the root device? When you launch your Amazon EC2 instance, you have ability to store your root device data on Amazon EBS and local instances store. By using a Amazon EBS, data on the root device will be persist independently from the lifetime on this of the instance. This enable you to start the instance at a subsequent time, which is similar to shutting down your laptop and restarting it when you need it again. How many instances can I run on a EC2, Amazon EC2? You can you are limited to running on demand instance per your VPC CPU based on the demand instance limit, and purchasing 20 reserve instances, and requesting a sports instances per dynamic sports limits for per reason. New AWS accounts may be a start limit that are lower than the limits described here. Are there any limitation for sending email from EC2 instances? Yes, in the order to maintain the quality of Amazon EC2 address for sending email, we enforce a default limit of the amount of the email that can be sent to from the EC2 account. If you wish to send a larger amount of email from EC2, you can apply half to this limit removed from your account by the filling out this form. What operating system environments are supported? Amazon EC2 currently support a variety of operating systems including Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Windows Web Server, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, SUSE, Linux Enterprise, Open Source SULE, Fedora, and Fedora Core OS, Debian, CentOS, and Gentoo Linux, Oracle Linux, and FreeBSD. We are looking for a way to explain it to another platform. Does Amazon EC2 use ECC memory? In our experience, ECC memory is necessary for server infrastructure and all hardware underlying Amazon EC2 uses is ECC memory. Are there any limitations sending a mail from EC2 instances? I think this chapter is covered. From EC2 instances, there are five VPC limits are how can I how can I request in limit increase? Through the EC2 automatically increase the demand of instance limit based on your users. If you can request a limit increase from the limited page via EC2 instance console, Amazon EC2 services page on the service quota console. The service quota control is called API CLI. Are these demand instance vCPU based limit regional? Yes, the on-demand instant limit for AWS account are set to be a per region basis. How can I view my current demand instance limit? You can find you can find your current demand current on-demand instant limit on EC2 service limit page in the Amazon EC2 consoles. Yeah, from the service quota yeah console API. What are the accelerated computing instances? Accelerated computing instances is a family that instance that which use hardware accelerator coprocessor to perform some function such as floating point and number of calculations and graphic processings more efficiently than is possible for software running on the CPU. Amazon EC2 provide three types of the accelerated computing instances. GPU compute instances for general purpose computing, and GPU graphic instances for graphic intensive applications, and FPGA programmable hardware compute instances for advanced scientific workload. Who is the benefit from the P3 instances? P3 instances P3 instances with their high computational performance will benefits in the artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning, high performance computing applications. User include data scientist, data architect, data analyst, scientist, researcher, and a machine ML engineer, and IT manager and software developer. What is the what is Amazon EC2 F1? Amazon EC2 F1 is a compute instances with the programmable hardware you can use for application accelerations. The new F1 instances types provide high performance, easy to access FPGA for developing and deploying the custom hardware acceleration. What is the difference between the AWS Neurons and Amazon SageMaker Neo? AWS Neon is a specialized SDK for AWS interferentia chip that optimizes the machine learning interference performance for inferentia chips. Is a consistent compiler runtime and profiling tool for AWS Inferentia, and it's required to run inference workload on EC2 and INF instances. On other hand, Amazon's SageMaker Neo is hardware agnostic service that consists compiler run that enable developer to train the machine learning model once the and run on many different hardware platform. When when should I use the compute optimized instances? Compute optimized instances are designed for applications that benefit from the high compute power. These applications include compute intensive application like high performance web services, high performance computing services, scientific model, and distributed analytics and machine learning inference. Which storage interface is supported on C5 instances? C5 instances will support only a VME EBS models. EBS volume attached to C5 instances will appear as a NVMe device. NVMe is a model storage interface that provides the latency reductions and the result in increased disk I/O and throughput. Why are the Mac instances not available via the reserved instances? EC2 Mac instances are available for purpose on demand as a part of 1 year 3 year saving plans based on the customer demand. We believe these options give the customer the optimal pricing options but we will monitor customer demand for reserved instances. When when should I choose the burstable performance instances such as T2? The T2 provides a cost-effective platform for boards and range and general purpose productions workload. T2 unlimited instances can sustain high CPU performance for a long required. If your workload consistently requires CPU uses much higher than the baseline, and consider a dedicated CPU instances family such as M and C. Does T2 instances created a balanced processor to a stop and start? No, a stop instance does not retain the previously earned credit balance. What are the storage options available with the high memory instances? High memory instances will support Amazon ABS volume for storage. High memory instances are ABS optimized by default to offer up to 38 Gbps for a storage of bandwidth. Can I run high memory instances in my existing Amazon virtual private cloud? You can run high memory performance in your existing and new VPC. Can I still use and add and review previous generation instances? Yes, previous generation instances are still available on demand, reserved instances and sports instances from our API and CLI and EC2 management console interface. What are the dense storage instance? Dense storage instances are designed to workload that require high sequence and read and write access to very large data set, such as Hadoop and distributed computer, a massively parallelly processing data warehousing and log processing applications. The dense storage instances offer the best price and JBS and price disk throughput across the other EC2 instances. How does dense SSD storage instances differ from the Amazon ABS? Uh, Amazon ABS offers simple, elastic, and reliability replicated and persistent block storage for Amazon EC2, while abstracting the detailed underlying the storage media in use. Amazon EC2 instances with the local harddisk NVMe storage provide directly attached high performance storage building the block that can be used for a variety of storage and applications. What is high IO instances? High IO instances NVMe based on the local instances local instance storage to deliver a very high low latency IO capacity to applications and are optimized for application that require millions of IOPS like cluster instances, and high IOPS instances can be clustered while the clustered placement group for low latency networking. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel.